Welcome to the session of Let's Play Farming Simulator 2013 on the Glenmalure farm. Alright, we've got a couple things going on today. One of the things going on is we have a... where is it here? We have a water tanker we need to deal with. So, we have this fuel tanker here for the time being, and we need to just fire this guy up here. I don't think you can leave the tank open. Oh, you can? I didn't know you could do that. Okay, that's awesome. I didn't think you could leave it open like that. Okay, that has become the coolest thing ever. Anyways, we finally got a water tanker, so we're going to have to give our pigs a little bit of water finally. So we're going to go take a drive down to the shop and pick up our newest edition. Figured might as well. We haven't driven down to the shop in a while, so... figured we might as well do that. Now, as you can see, we do have $21,000. That's from selling the pigs, and it's also from selling a little bit of silage, the little bit left over we had. No, actually, we put that in the mixing station. What am I talking about? And where is the other object? Not where I'm going, apparently. Helps if you're going the right direction. Anyways, yeah, so we have $21,000. There's a couple things we were thinking about doing. One of those things being is getting a bale shredder for our... so we can give our pigs some straw. There we go. Sheesh. So we can give our pigs a little bit of straw to allow them to make some manure for us. That was one of the things we were thinking about doing. This thing is jumping a little bit. It's weird. So that's one of the things we were... which way is this? One of the things we were thinking about doing. We could still do that. That's definitely a possibility. But I'm not sure what would be the best course of action. Now, our pigs are at 80% productivity already, and with this water, they'll be up to about 90% productivity. Gotta figure out where the water is now. Do I have water on my farm? I don't know. Anyways, yeah, so that's one thing we can do. We can give them an extra bit of water, and that'll give them, well, give them water, give them an extra 10% productivity. And the other thing we can do is we can give them straw. For now, we're using the straw for our mixing station, which is the current thing we're doing with it. But we haven't done much else with it so far. Do we have water around here? I don't think we do. Or is it over by... I think it's over by... over another side here. So this is the same... The guy who made the Zill is the same guy who made this. Oh, I guess we don't have it here. Well, let's pick up a placeable then. Might as well. Makes it easier because that's just on our farm then. I don't know why this is only $1, but technically if we had a water hydrant, the city would pay for it, I suppose, rather than us. But can I put it right in here? Oh, sweet, I can. That's right out of the way then. There we go. Perfect. Good. That's right out of the way, which is really nice for us because then we can, you know, not have to worry about running into it every 2 seconds. Alright, so as you can see, I did a little bit of silage there. I said I was going to do a little bit of silage off camera. Basically did pretty much a good chunk of field 3 there. There we go. I did a good chunk of field 3, but, so to get, well, not but. We ended up with, I think this is about 100,000 liters of silage, and this is about 30,000 liters. So we have about 130, 140,000 liters of silage. So if we do want to, you know, have a little surge of money, we can definitely do that. Now, it's not going to be my primary option. I don't particularly want to go that route, but it's definitely an option. So I'm going to go up to the chickens and just give the chickens a little bit of water if I don't run into the walls. Yeah, so like I said, I'm going to give the chickens a little bit of water here because they're at 100% productivity. And if we give them a little bit of water, that will bring them up to 105% productivity, which would be, you know, a few more eggs. Not a crazy amount, but it'll give us a few more eggs. which is nice to sell every now and then. Doesn't give us a crazy amount of money, but it's a nice little influx of money, so makes our lives a bit easier in that regards. Alright, so let's just hop up here. And the amount of water we're going to give these chickens is probably negligible, to be honest. Like something in the area of 100 liters, maybe. It's not very much. Okay, I lied. 600 liters, but still not very much. But we do have 100 chickens, and we probably should pick up the eggs while we're here as well. Is there any more left? Yeah, there's 6 left somewhere around here. There's one there, and there. Oh, that's it. So we can give them some wheat as well, but we don't have any wheat stored up. We've been selling all our crops that we've been harvesting so far, so on that regards, we don't have anything we can give them, but the water will help a little bit. It'll give them a little bit of productivity, so which is good. Now, one of the things that people asked for in this series was to try and get into some sheep, because we don't do that. And by get into sheep, of course, I mean buy some sheep. Let me just clarify that. Because we haven't bought any sheep in previous maps, or very many sheep, I should say. So because of that, that was one of the suggestions that was made. Now, to do that, I do need to get the moralistic mod, so I haven't gotten it yet, so we're not going to do the sheep at this point. Let me ask the question again. Are you okay with me getting the moralistic mods so I can get sheep? Now, let me just try something right here. Now, the mod author said I needed to have the moralistic mod to get sheep, but oh, well, I can wonder what the... Apparently I can buy sheep, but I can't... I don't know what the deal is then. I don't know, maybe the wool isn't the same price, or maybe I can't sell the wool or something. I wonder what the actual reasoning behind it is. Because we just bought a sheep, so you can buy sheep at least, but maybe it's, I think it's probably comes down to the wool, and you can't do something, you know, you can't pick up the wool or something like that. That's my bet. Just because that's usually the way it works out. So, alright, so where are we here? Let's just refill this up again. It's not too expensive. So, like I said, we're at a point where we can get a bale shredder to give our pigs a little bit of straw, and that will produce solid manure, which will... Where's the solid manure? Where does it? Maybe it's over this one over here? Could that be the one you get solid manure from? I wonder. If that's... I don't know, actually. Our pigs have 3 days worth of water. So one of the downfalls of pigs is that they do consume a crazy amount of water, so... It's always one of the downfalls. I don't know. You can give them crazy amounts of water. Now, in this case, it does cost money to give them water. In other situations, it doesn't cost as much as we know. So, I'm not going to give them any more water than that. I don't want to pay a crazy amount just for water. I guess I can put this over here. Let's do this right here. Park this in here for the time being. Excellent. Alright, so $19,000. Should we get the bale shredder? The bale shredder I'm thinking about getting is... is there anything on sale we need? Oh, of course that's on sale. Well, we still saved more money than that. The bale shredder I am thinking about is in feeding technology. This one right here. So this is $9,000 for this bale shredder. I've never gotten it before, that's why I kind of want to get it. That's for mixed feed. That you can make mixed feed, but you need to have it with roots, root vegetables, so sugar beets or potatoes, and that'll give them mixed rations. It's a feed trailer, mixed feed, that's 25,000. We actually don't really need this, I'll be honest. And the reason why we don't need it is because we have a mixing station. So, yeah. But because we're baling this straw, as opposed to collecting it with a forage harvester, this is where we need this sort of thing. So that is an option to buy that. We don't need anything else related to baling for now. We don't want any more of this stuff. Don't need a tedder. Don't need a windrower. No, we don't really need a mower at this point. Slurry tanks. That was something I was considering. And the reason why I was considering slurry tanks is if you look carefully in the top right hand corner and the animal HUD there, it says we have 146,000 liters of liquid manure. But the other situation is our current seeder doesn't need to have anything, like it already fertilizes it for us. So the question is, well, what do you do in that scenario? Do you fertilize with liquid manure and only seed with the seeder? Because the amount of fertilizer it actually uses when you seed is not that much, to be honest with you. I watched it last time and I was like, well, that's actually not that much. So kind of made me like, okay, well, what do we do at this point? So that was one thing I was thinking about. Now I was looking at fields as well, and there actually are, we could theoretically buy a field. Field 7. Where's field 7? Field 7's way down here. Let's just hop the fence here. So this is not quite field 8. And this is where the cows are. That's where the sheep are over there. We could actually buy some cows as well. I don't want to get, as I mentioned, I don't want to get too into cows in the sense that I don't want to buy too many because we have, on the other farm, we have cows. So this is field 8. We could buy field 8, and imagine we can buy field 7 as well because they're about the same size. So it's possible we could buy either of those fields. That's a possibility. Yeah, 14,000. So we could buy either of those ones as well. Now, what to do in this situation? Should we buy the shredder? And the shredder, well, the shredder would be good for the, if we wanted to buy a couple of cows, it would be good for that as well. The pigs actually aren't too bad. They actually make a decent amount of money for us, so that's good. What else is there? So that was something I was thinking about. We could use a couple of these. We don't have any manure to, we don't have, that's just all big stuff. That's all big stuff as well. We could, I don't know, are there any other options for seeders? This fertilizes and seeds at the same time. So does that, and that's just too small. There's no space to plow fields. We don't need a bigger cultivator, or do we? That's 170 horsepower, and that's 5. How much? How big is our current one? Current one is. Well, that would be bigger. We could get a bigger cultivator. So you see, we're kind of at this weird point where it's like, which direction do we choose to go to in, sort of thing. So we could do one thing, we could do another thing. Yeah. Well, this is what I'm going to do right at this exact moment. We planted this field in canola. Do we want to fast forward time? No, not yet. Let's go ahead and get the bale shredder. Let's just do it. I've never used it and I kind of want to try it out. So we're going to do that. So we can use it for the cows too, so it's not wasted. Does it say how much horsepower? It holds 1 bale. Alright, I can live with that. Let's just ask them to deliver, s'il vous plaît. Right over here. There we go. Let's grab the farmall, which I think is way off in the field still. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. So as you can see, I use the forage harvester, the kid forage harvester, on a good chunk of this field here. So I also tried to use Courseplay just to see if it would work or not. It won't. Kid Forge Harvest doesn't work very well with Courseplay for whatever reason. I'm not really sure why, but it didn't work well in that regards, which is a bit unfortunate, but no skin off my back, I guess. Yeah, it was just an interesting little test to see if it would work one way or the other way. And unfortunately, the way I tried to use it didn't work, so just the way it goes. So we could get a bigger tractor, but we actually don't really need that bigger tractor either. We do need to maintain somewhere in the 150 horsepower tractor area, just to make sure we do have a tractor that can do just about everything. Now, I've never used this thing, so let's take a quick peek at this. This is the Agram Jet Pale. That's how you'd probably say that if it was in French. Oops. Jet Pale, I guess, if that's French. The Agrami. Yeah, that looks pretty cool, actually. Alright, let's hook it up to the Farmo. It actually matches, which is kind of funny. That was totally unintentional, but I don't mind. Alright, now is that going to be too heavy? It shouldn't be. Orientate, shoot. So let's open the door here. There we go. So this is the way this thing works. You drop a bale in the back here. Now this does mean I need to pick up something for our skid steer. Don't know why that word came to mind. Bobcat. We need to get the bale spike. Like that. And let's just have them deliver that to the farm as well. And let's hop into the Bobcat here. There we go. And the way this works is you basically just pick it up and drop it in the back of... actually, I probably could have done this with the... could I have? Maybe. Oh well, this implement's not that expensive, so I'm not that worried about it. But I probably could have done this with just the... with the bale spike on the rear of the tractor. Probably. Might actually have been easier. Maybe, just because the way Bobcat moves. And if it is too hard or too difficult, we can actually just go that route. It is a possibility still, so. Alright, so this is the way this works. I think this Bobcat would actually have a hard time with this size of bale. At least this is actually a pretty big bale, but don't tell the Bobcat that. Because I'm pretty sure if I were to do this with this size of bale, the Bobcat would just tip over, I'm pretty sure. Alright, so let's unlock the bale. Is that in a good spot? No, not quite. So let's just adjust this a little bit. Now this is the difficult part about this little thing here, is getting it in the right spot. So this is why, one of the other reasons, of course, why I don't use bales. I tend to use forge wagons. There we go, that should be good. Alright, so let's turn that off. So the way this works is, so as you can see in the right here, it says we have straw. So if I close the door, there we go, door is closing. So that pushes it towards the chopper. Now I should be able to do is just drive in here. Now the question is, I don't know where this is supposed to go. Oh, there it is. So once I hit the unload button, the chute should just orientate itself. I don't think it really makes a difference, to be honest with you. We'll just put it to that side because it just makes sense. But how cool is that, eh? So as you can see, the straw down there is showing up slowly. Technically, you probably wouldn't just stay still. You'd probably drive forward a little bit. But there, now they have a little bit of straw. Now, obviously, that is not a very time-efficient thing, but it's pretty darn cool to look at. I'm not gonna lie to you. So that is the bale shredder. That's $9,000. So it's not super cheap. it's not overly expensive either, so. But it's definitely a different way to, because I've never used that particular bale shredder. I've used the mixing wagons, which have the shredder capability in them, but I've never used that specifically, so just gave you an idea as to what it looks like. We actually may need some more straw soon. Jeez. That's crazy. Because we only have 3 bales left. Oops. That's going to make my life a bit more difficult. We only have 2 bales left after this, actually, so we may need to make a bit more straw. Now, the funny thing is, a couple people were saying that you probably wouldn't bale very often. Some people say you would bale a lot in Ireland. Other people are saying you probably wouldn't. I think it just depends on where you are in Ireland, I imagine. Just because you would be dealing with the weather. Oops. You would be dealing with the weather. Wow, that'd be kind of scary to see that. Alright, let's put this in a bit better spot here. There we go. A little bit further. Now, the hard thing is, like, seeing the depth perception on this. That's the difficult part, so. There we go. Now, is that on enough? I wonder if I could actually roll this. Some of the bales you could actually roll, which is kind of funny. Now, if you don't get it in the right spot, like, that's probably fine. But if you don't get it in the right spot, what will happen is it just won't close properly. It'll get hung up. Yeah, that's fine, though. And it won't roll down like that did right there. Because that's what you're looking for. You want it to roll down. So. Alright, now normally I'd probably just drive. You wouldn't just put it all in one spot. But I don't think this will unload in more than one spot. So let's just try, just for argument's sake. So you'd probably be doing something like this. Oh, you can. Sweet. So you just drive forward a little bit. Because you want an even distribution of the straw, right? So if I were to just put it all in one spot, probably wouldn't be a good idea. Because you'd have like a whole bunch of straw in one spot and nowhere else, basically. So, but in Farming Simulator, it doesn't make that much of a difference. You put it all in one spot, they don't care. Alright. Let's go refill this tractor, because I have I don't know why, but I have this. You know what? Let's just wait. Let's just wait. I think it doesn't say how big a tractor you would need for this bale chopper, but I don't think you need a crazy big tractor. I don't think. That's the key, right? Can I actually lower this? Oh, you can. So, wow. So I guess. Okay, well, that's interesting. So in this scenario, I actually don't even need to lift it up. I don't even. Because, like, let's just, oh, of course I can't move it like that. Oh, there it goes. There we go. Because, of course, you don't want to, like, lift the bales too high, right? Because, especially with a small skid steer like this, like, I've seen a skid steer move 4-foot bales, no problem. Like, not even a big skid steer, a skid steer. It was, like, a little small one. So they don't have a big problem moving hay or straw, but like these bales I think were 180 centimeters, which I think is a bit of a bigger bale, so you'd have a harder time. Like if you move too quickly in it with a skid steer like this, with a big bale, you'd probably just tip over. And I have heard stories of people tipping their skid steer. Actually, my brother-in-law, I think he may have done it. I'd have to ask him because I don't remember, but for some reason I think he has. Alright. So that should be fine there. Excellent. Now this would probably make more sense to drop it down and then do this, but see, it's kind of cool how it fills up like that once it's actually full with a bale. So that is, we have one more bale left. So actually we're gonna need to do straw. We're gonna need to, next harvest will have to be something that creates straw, because we're kind of low on straw now. Alright, so let's put some straw on the other side now. That looks really cool though, I have to admit. How they made that stream. That's really neat. Excellent. Good. So now our pigs have 6 days worth of straw, which is excellent. And I think this is where they produce solid manure. I'm not sure. Let's just hop back in here. Let's just try something a little bit. I'm just gonna fast forward time a little bit. Does it say how much manure is in here? I don't know where the solid manure goes. That's why I'm kind of like, I don't know where. I turned you off. I'm just kind of curious as to where it actually ends up, because I have no idea. Do I have to muck it out of here maybe? That's a possibility actually. I didn't think of that. Yes, you do. Okay, you have to... Oh, okay. So this actually is one of those maps where you have to muck it out of the pigsty. Okay, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Now the question is... That's another good reason to have the skid steer. I didn't realize that. Does this... manure, grass, chaff, silage. Okay, this will actually work well then. Because we'll be able to use that to pick up manure as well. Why would you go for this that's more expensive and holds less? Well, it's a silage fork, I guess. I guess that's more precise. But that's, well, depending on how you... If you have your silage in a bunker, it's probably better. So yeah, we're going to need to get one of these eventually too. So that means that we'll have to muck this out at some point and put it somewhere. But where to put it? Because this is probably for the cows right here. We don't have any cows, although it's steaming right now. So, you can actually sell manure on this particular map. So let's just check to see what the price is. $10 a ton. That means it's not really worth it. We would be better off using it than not using it, to be honest with you. So maybe what we should work towards is something that will... Something we can use the solid manure, I guess, is what it boils down to. Something that uses the solid manure and something that uses the... something that uses the slurry as well. So that is two things. I wish I get the feeling I'd be able to see more if this was real life, but maybe not. There we go. Excellent. Alright, so let's move this guy out of the way too, because he's going to be right there in the way. And the nice thing about the skid steer is it is the Bobcat. What do you call it? Bobcat's is the brand name. Skid steer is just a... It would be the... I don't know what you'd even call it. The skid steer would be the actual thing itself. So I'm just going to grab the these forks right now, just because I don't want to forget about it. Oh my goodness, I just hit shift to speed up. That's terrible. That's something you would use like in like an first-person shooter type game. That's something you would do to sprint. So I just tried to sprint in Farming Simulator. That's terrible. I think the only game I play that has that capability, I think, is oh, what would it even be? I guess that would be Minecraft. But I don't think even Minecraft has this. I guess it does have a sprint. So anyway, so we have these now, and the funny thing about these silage forks right here. Wow, that was weird. Why did I get off on top of them? These silage forks carry this. Actually, can move the same amount as the buck rake pace, basically. So it just makes it easy. So if I want to switch between things quickly without jumping out of that vehicle into something else, I can do that, and it's not that expensive. Excellent. Yeah, so you need to muck that out. Silage, straw, grass, hay. It doesn't have a space for manure. So yeah, 18%. I can't believe that. So let's take a quick peek at what we can get in terms of a slurry. So that will save us a little bit of money. A little bit, not a lot. Sprayer. So there's the Marshall Muck Spreader, which is 5,000. We actually don't have enough solid manure for that to even be worth it. The Samson which requires 140 horsepower. This is a bit bigger, and I don't know how much horsepower it would require, but I think I want to say at least 150-ish minimum. No. Oh, there it is right there. 150. There it is. So ein Zugelstang von 150 PS wird empfohlen. I think that just means it's 150 horsepower. That's my guess. So yeah, we could use this, but only with the Ursus. So that's another reason why we need to keep the Ursus around. So we could get this one. This one's actually a pretty awesome solid manure spreader. And slurry tanker. We could get the Abbey manure slurry tanker, but I've gotten that quite a few times. The Marshall one, we can use that with both tractors. And the Zunhammer is just a little overkill for this map, so... Do we have any other smaller ones? No, I guess that's the only other. This one's really nice as well. And we can only use that with the Ursus again. And that's a small one, so... Maybe we should start looking at a tractor that is a bit larger. Something in the 175. This one, I don't know why. Every time I try to buy this tractor, it doesn't work properly. I might have to re-download that mod. What else do we have here? There is 175. That is just too much. That's too much. That, no. I don't have any Fords, so maybe, like I said, maybe this one, which is 161 horsepower International Harvester. I haven't had that in a long time. Or maybe a small John Deere. Do we have any small John Deeres? This one's 175 horsepower. That might be, that's probably not too big. And this one has, I don't know how much horsepower. Not helpful. This one's that one's a cool one, but not very helpful. We could get one of the, no, that's not powerful enough. Could do the New Holland. That would be a nice, compact, powerful tractor. That's not a bad choice, actually. That's kind of on the low end. So there's a few options available to us. So maybe that's what we should work towards, getting a slightly more powerful tractor so we can maybe like sell the Farmall and pick up, or just keep the Farmall and pick up something else. I don't know, something along those lines. That's what I'm thinking. So I don't think this can carry manure. Maybe it can. That'd be kind of funny if it could. It's possible. I never actually checked. Does it even say features? No. No. Oh well. It can carry standard fruits, I'm pretty sure, but not much else. Alright, so I think I'm going to stop it there for the time being. What we'll do is I will move time forward, and then we'll probably move on to the next stage, which is harvesting the canola, and I think maybe buying another field might be a good idea as well, just because we are getting to a point where we can expand a little bit, thankfully. We could replace the Ursus, but I do like how detailed this thing is, so that's why I'm reluctant. There's not many other tractors that look this cool. Anyways, like I said, we'll stop right there for now. My name's Iain Robson. This has been Farming Simulator 2013 on the Glenmalure farm. Catch you guys later.